Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a no episode of Full Steam Ahead. I'm your host Zoe, with my partner and Crumb on the other side. Can too. Happy hump day, really.
Howdy
Happy
do,
hump day,
howdy do.
Wednesday. How's it going?
Good, good. Will you be doing any humping today?
God, no, we're already starting. We're starting the
Oh
show
wait,
off
this is
like that.
live. Oh man,
This
I'm
is live.
sorry.
This is live. Shout out to everybody that took their, part of their day to come watch us and listen to some Astros baseball. Obviously, the biggest news, and that's really not big news, but I mean, it's news that the Astros acquired Trey Cabbage. We'll talk about a little bit about that. Lance Berkman being inducted into the Houston Hall of Fame. Reggie Jackson's golf tournament as well. Some Astros were spotted there and celebrities. Talk about that here in a minute. And then what's going around the league, and then cap and no cap, of course, as well. So let's start off with Lance Berkman real quick, Angel. I mean, inducted to the Hall of Fame, the Houston Hall of Fame. He joins Houston Oilers quarterback Warren Moon and Houston Comets.
The big Puma.
The big Puma. And then if you remember, too, the little Pumas back then as well, they used to hang out on left center. But yeah, Warren Moon and then Comets guard Cynthia Cooper were elected into the Houston Hall of Fame class of 2024. Real quick, the big Puma. 12 seasons or 12 to 13 seasons with the Astros, 296 career batting average as an Astro, 326 home runs, 1,090 RBIs. He had a career of a 959 OPS with the Astros and a 146 OPS plus. My gosh, that was nice to see. Obviously, Lance Berkman wasn't on the Hall of Fame induction ballot because I believe he had a 1 year and done. He wasn't. You had to have a certain amount of percent to continue to move on, and it was 5%, and he did not meet that criteria.
I think it was first year, and
I want to say too, it was a first year, but I mean, shoot, this guy to us, Houston Astros. I mean, he's in the Astros Hall of Fame. Now he's in the Houston Hall of Fame as well. But the big Puma, dude.
And he's still active around baseball. Again, he's the head coach for Houston Christian University as well. He loves the game of baseball, and good for him. It was a well-deserved honor.
Dude, and well-deserved as well.
Go ahead. And honestly, a backstory. You know how I always wore 17? So my mom actually, I guess, loved Lance Berkman. So ever since I was little, she would give me that number 17. I always thought it was her birthday, her birthday 17. So I guess it just worked out. It was a mixture of she liked Lance Berkman and her birthday was 17. So
since we're talking about numbers as well, mine was 1, and then high school I changed it to 15. But 1 was mainly because of William Tavares, dude. That dude right there, Willie T. That was my guy growing up. Always, I mean, the leadoff hitter, number 1. I mean, he did a great job as an outfielder, as the Astros center fielder as well. So yeah, that made me believe. And then 15, backstory on that real quick. I mean, went to Carlos Beltran. I liked Carlos Beltran when he was with the Astros. Then we went to the Mets as well. But yeah, I mean, that shows a little bit part of our history of our numbers in high school. If y'all want to join in, no, don't feel obligated not to.
Oh yeah, what was your I guess every baseball, I would say every baseball player has that number that it's like little superstitions. Like when you have it, you do good, and then if you were to lose it, you don't even want to think about your stats at the end. So, what was your lucky number in the back of your jersey?
Yeah, if you had a lucky number back in whatever sports, high school sports, little league, middle school, whatever, football, baseball, college, soccer, anything like that, by all means, drop in the comments. We'll put it out here to let everybody know. But Angel, real quick, the biggest news of today was the Astros acquiring outfielder / infielder Trey Cabbage.
Yeah,
what a name! What a name! I would say that last name Cabbage. I saw a tweet out there that said they had cabbage and then the other part was Caratini. I found that kind of.
Do you think? You know how Jeff Blum, when he announces when he says meatloaf when Chas McCormick hits a bomb, you think he'll yell out cabbage if Trey Cabbage ever hits a home run?
I don't know if he would. That'd be interesting because it is cabbage. I mean, meatloaf. It comes from a reference from a movie.
Yeah.
Which do you even know that movie?
I forgot it.
Dude, it's a historical.
I'm
movie,
sure it was I'm sure.
I'll give you a hint. It's Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
No, I don't know. What's it?
You really don't know?
I really don't. Tell me.
All right. Do you at least know who says meatloaf?
No, I don't remember the movie. That ain't tell me.
Angel, come on, dog.
I'm telling you, I'm blank. Which
Wedding
one?
Crashers.
Oh, I've seen that movie.
But yeah, you don't know the actors.
I forgot what movie they were on together.
I mean, I explained who was on it. Will
I
Ferrell was the
know.
one that said it.
I know that Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson were in the movie. I just forgot the movie name. But
all right, we're not here to talk about Meatloaf, but yeah, Astros got traded for Trey Cabbage, and they have exchanged for Carlos Espinosa to the Angels. Cabbage bat 306 with 25 doubles, 30 home runs, 89 RBIs, 32 stolen bases at a 975.975 OPS in 107 games for the Triple-A Salt Lake Bees. That is the Triple-A affiliate for the Los Angeles Angels. Defensively, Cabbage played 58 games at first base, 17 games at right field, 4 games at center field and left field as well. Angel, I'm going to ask you this. Obviously, we're not comparing Trey Cabbage to Yordan Alvarez. So this is a two-part question. One, more than likely, is this the guy that the Astros are going to settle with as that left-handed hitter with speed and things like that? And then two, you think he could be a hidden gem in the future for this organization?
As of right now, I think they're done. I think this is the guy that they were going to get. That we were Full Steam Ahead broke the news that the Astros were looking for a left-handed hitter with speed, and here you go, Trey Cabbage. And he had excellent numbers, as Zoe just said, 30 home runs, 89 RBIs, and he's only 26. He'll be 27 this year, so very young as well. I think he could be a hidden gem, and the reason I say that is because I saw the video you posted for the podcast of Full Steam Ahead. Did that swing remind you of anybody?
Not the top of my head.
No?
I can't think of one. But
when I saw that swing, I could be wrong. Like, I was scrolling through Twitter, I saw it. It reminded me of a Yordan Alvarez swing, just the way he comes through the plate.
Yordan Alvarez
from the left. Like, watch it real quick if you have a chance, or like if you're listening. Go to Full Steam Ahead right now on Twitter. Look at that swing, and it's very similar. I'm not comparing him to Yordan Alvarez or anything like that, but similar stance, similar swing, and you can see the power in AAA. It's there. 32 stolen bases. It could be like a little Kyle Tucker, little Kyle Tucker Jr.
I mean, I think it could be a hidden gem as well. Feel free to join in if you want. If you think this guy's a hidden gem, say yes, explain why, things like that. But real quick with Cabbage, I mean, 25 doubles, 30 home runs, 89 RBIs, 32 stolen bases. I mean, if you look at them numbers jump out. Yes, it's not major league level, it's minor league level. But at the same time, too, that's through 107 games. That's not even a full season in the minor league level nor the major league level. So this guy has some potential to be up there. Obviously, he made his debut last season with the Angels as well. But what I've seen, I mean, I don't have it right in front of me right now. You could search this up real quick. They said he has a high strikeout rate. He has a lot of whip
I have it right here.
Things like that. Real quick, give it to the audience.
In 56 plate appearance, he walked 3 times, so it was 53 at bats. 26 strikeouts. Out of the 23 strikeouts,
about half of the at bats.
Basically, it was 5 hits, 11 doubles, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. He walked twice. He batted 208. Gotcha. Again, that's a small sample size, and I feel like every rookie is different. There's rookies who come out of like their shell in the major leagues and just take the league by storm, but more traditionally, I'm going to say, because I would say there's only a few rookies like Corbin Carroll who just come out of, comes to mind, who just comes out their rookie season, just completely tears the ball out of the cover. But a more traditional passes, you kind of struggle early on and you have to adjust. And I think Trey Cabbage could be one of those guys where if he can cut down those strikeouts percentage and those whiff percentages, he can be a really great hitter.
Yeah, I think the other part of this, not offensively, but defensively, played 58 games at first base, 4 games at center, 4 games at left. I believe 17 games at right field as well.
It was 17 games at right, 4 at center, and 4 at left. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy is versatile. It's not just in the outfield; it's in the infield. I mean, 58 games at first base right now. If you look at the Astros roster at first base and the depth that they have, it's only Jose Abreu and John Singleton. Which nothing against John Singleton, but there could be competition right there with Singleton, Cabbage, and I think the other guy too that they had acquired on waivers was Gibbons from the Yankees. So there's competition right there. He could fight for obviously the outfield depth that the Astros have right now. Corey Julks, Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, Jake Myers, Chas McCormick. I mean, and then of course too Mauricio Dubon being versatile himself as a utility role. But seeing that doesn't mean that he can't play first base. 58 games right there shows that he has the potential to be the backup of Jose Abreu when Jose Abreu needs a day off. Like last year, for instance. I mean, Abreu looked like he wasn't the 2020 MVP that the Astros were hoping for. And majority of the season, he was playing through an injury. So getting a guy like this, like Cabbage, if he could cut down, like you were saying, with the strikeout rates and things like that, he could potentially be that guy to step in behind Jose Abreu and then potentially even get some at bats at DH or in the outfield.
Yeah. And then, you know what? Now that I'm thinking of it, those first base numbers could be a little enticing where you might see the Astros even, like, I said they were done, but knowing that he plays first base the majority of the games, they could still be out and be like, you know what, we want one more outfielder. Like Trey Cabbage could be the backup, like lone backup for first base, or or we can see him do a Mauricio Dubon. Bro, it's gonna be interesting to see what the Astros think.
Yeah, I mean he'll be invited to spring training, my guess, and then obviously from spring training from there to see what his numbers look like. He could potentially be on the roster for opening day and for the foreseeable future. So. We'll have to see what happens. I think it's a great pickup because if you think about last week, Dana Brown had mentioned on, if you looked at Brian McTaggart, which is the Astros beat writer for MLB.com, he had told the media that he is looking for a left-handed hitter, but presumably an outfielder with some speed. Right there, it shows you Cabbage has the power, he has the speed, and he's an outfielder / left-handed hitter. So. I think that, I agree. I think that's going to be done for this year for the Astros. If there's a trade out there that just stands out to Dana Brown, the Astros, then possibility, then I wouldn't count them out from looking at it at least. But moving on to Mr. October's Foundation, the Celebrity Golf Classic. I know a lot of photos were out there. Space City Home Network had posted some pictures. Astros Twitter as well had posted some pictures from the charity classic because Reggie Jackson does this every year. It always happens on January. But this year's event was projected to raise between $800,000 to $900,000. Wow. That is awesome.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Very awesome to see. Celebrities and Hall of Famers were in attendance like Jeff Bagwell, Mike Schmidt, George Brett, Ken Griffey Jr., 50 Cent, Bun B, even some golfers as well. Brooks Koepka was there. Jack Nicklaus was there as well. And then Nick Saban, the college GOAT. I would say I think he's the GOAT of college football as a head coach.
I guess he's enjoying that retirement life already.
Oh, yeah, dude. He already has his hat on and everything. That sun in Florida hitting on him, too. By all means, he's doing just fine.
I have a question for you.
Say it again?
I have a question for you. Out of Jeff Bagwell, Mike Schmidt, George Brett, and Ken Griffey, who do you think drove the ball the farthest? Who do you think can get that loft out of the way?
I ain't gonna lie, Ken Griffey's gonna be the guy.
Yeah, I think so.
He has that bat around and just like that, like nothing. I mean, he has a statue outside T-Mobile Park that shows, so it has to be him.
I wonder if Jeff Bagwell does a little squat and then fires.
Maybe if he putting, you could squat kind of with your elbows slightly bent, and then so I could see the stance maybe happening on the the putting situation. But like we were mentioning too, Astros players were there. Mauricio Dubon was there, Alex Bregman, Lance McCullers Jr., Michael Brantley too, getting some golf swings in retirement. Yeah, the professional hitter / golfer, I guess you could say too. And Kyle Tucker, which I'd say a nickname for him would be Kyle Driver. Has to be.
Yeah,
because he drives the ball. Okay, so you said the Hall of Famers. Let's talk about the current guys. Which one do you think has a beautiful swing, at least driving wise?
You know what? I'm gonna go with another lefty, Kyle Tucker, on that one.
You know what? I can't disagree with you on that one. I think it has to be Kyle Tucker.
I think he has that natural golf swing, especially the way he hits. He barrels with the ball for sure.
It has to be him.
Do you have a golf story? Do you golf? I know we're talking about off air, but just let the fans know.
I mean, I did golf. I mean, yeah, actually, this past week was my first time golfing.
Okay.
I did take some golfing lessons when I was little, but obviously that
when you were little?
Stopped. Yeah, when I was little, I did take some golf lessons.
Hey, you know MLB has a golf team now?
Yeah. That's awesome, honestly. Yeah. Shout out to our alma mater out there, our alum, Milby High School, Houston, Texas. South Beast East kind of guys. But yeah, that's pretty cool that they have that as a club at MLB, because you don't see a lot of high school sports that have golf teams.
Yeah.
In our area, especially in the Houston ISD, independent school district.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty cool that Milby does have something like that. But back to the golf story. Yeah, I mean, I did golf for the first time this week. I mean, I loved it. I think this is when I get old and retired, I think this is a sport right here.
Yeah. I mean,
money wise though, spending on golf clubs,
it's pricey.
I don't know.
It could have been your second time golfing, but should I tell the audience about your
if you want
pre-wedding golfing trip?
And I mean, you could go ahead. I mean, go ahead on.
All right,
explain so real quick.
It's the day before Lorenzo's wedding. We're asking him, what do you want to do? He's like, you know what, let's go golf. So we're at Texas A&M because his wedding was in Bryan, Texas. We're at A&M, our alma mater as well. You know what? It'd be pretty cool to take a golfing trip there. So Lorenzo and I and a few of our and his groomsmen, and we're out there setting it up, and then Lorenzo's not gonna pay. It's his wedding. We can't do that. Next day comes. Our tea time was 9:00. It's 8:55, and we're like calling Zoe, no answer. Calling Zoe, no answer. Calling Zoe, no answer. I was like, man, this dude's probably still asleep. Middle of a game, he was like, he had just woken up, missed the entire golf trip.
But you had to explain the night before too, knowing that you were the one that left early from the whole group to get some Z's.
And I was trying to hit the tea time.
I mean, when you go out on a wedding, especially the night before you get married, I mean, you're gonna feel good, and of course, I mean, I felt good that night. Obviously, I didn't, like he was saying, I didn't go my tea time, but hey, it's all right. It's a story that's now been told to everybody in this audience. So, shout out to all my groomsmen, best man right there too on the other side, on a fabulous wedding that we had.
Oh yeah, it was a great wedding, that's for sure. Nice place. I think everything went perfect. I hope everything went perfect. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I hope everything went perfect.
Anyway, we're gonna move on. Reggie Jackson on the event of his classic charity tournament. He said, every year it warms my heart to have some of the top athletes and entertainers take time out of their busy schedules to support this event. Jackson said, this is so instrumental in helping us to help underserved communities using STEM education. We do our best to select schools that will have success with our program to prepare our kids for the workforce that is to be in the years to come. He continued on saying, some of these athletes fly from across the country or drive long distances to be here. I am truly honored that my friends take time to help me help kids. It means the world to me. Shout out to everybody out there making a difference and doing that. Going from California to Florida, which is, from the West Coast to the East Coast, to do stuff like this, raise money for a good cause. Reggie Jackson too is just a great human being. Hearing his story, I mean, I don't know if you've seen his documentary on Amazon Prime, but seeing that documentary kind of opens eyes and sees what's the future like for baseball. And Reggie Jackson is one of those guys.
Hall of Famer. You know what?
Yep.
I think Reggie Jackson's gonna be one of those players that you kind of remember, like a Jackie Robinson, a Babe Ruth. Like, I think even though he's not in the game, he's still making a difference, and I think that's long lasting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree. Mr. October for a reason too. So, special advisor to the Astros. But we did a segment. It was called Cap and No Cap. Obviously, you have a hat, cap. It's baseball cap. That's why we're calling it Cap and No Cap. If you don't know what Cap and No Cap is, cap means that's not right. That's BS. You're lying. I don't think this is going to happen. And then no cap means kind of like, okay, I agree. It's true. I do see it happening. So first off, this is on X. If you want to join in and give us your thoughts real quick, come on, throw it on the comments. Don't be afraid. We don't judge. We're not going to judge on how you are. It's just, that's what we have, Cap and No Cap. But real quick on X, at the Prime Autobot. That's a sick name. At DA Prime Autobot. He says, I expect a big year for Pena. All-Star Willie out of the pen will be how it should have been the past few years. I have both, but I really think Jake Myers will make leaps. I mean, every coach and GM all believe in him since the beginning. So this is kind of a 3-part of the cap and no cap. What do you say, Angel? Which parts do you agree with? All 3 being cap, no cap? What do you say?
I say no cap on Pena's big year. I think he's been putting in the work all off season to get better, and he's been working out with Carlos Correa as well to get better. So I think we could see a big year as long as he could adjust. And I would say cap on the All-Star Whitley out of the pen. I mean, I do see Forrest Whitley coming out of the pen. We have an All-Star year. I don't think so. Will he be pretty good? I think so. But calling him an All-Star, I would say cap on that one. And I'm gonna say cap on a Jake Myers will make leaps. I think I know they're gonna give him his chances, but baseball's such a mental part where I feel like if he can get mentally right, defensively and even offensively, okay, I can see it. But sometimes it's just like a hard cave to get out from. And I think with Chaz there, especially since we have Cabbage now and we have like Jokes and other outfielders, I think especially even Jordan that can play the outfield too. I still say that Chas McCormick will get the majority of the looks in the outfield.
I agree. No cap for me on the Pena. I think he's gonna actually do better this year than he was last year. If you look at his numbers, really, if you look at the WAR, WRC plus, all those kind of additional more stats and analytics, he wasn't bad at shortstop. Honestly, he had to be like at least top 7, maybe. I mean, for sure top 10, but top 7 shortstop at his position. The Willie out of the pen, I would like to see. Like we said, if he could stay healthy, dude, you could see big things happening for Forrest Whitley this year. And you remember back then, the Jeff Luhnow era, Jeff Luhnow said 2 players he didn't want to trade away, and that was Kyle Tucker and Forrest Whitley. So Luhnow knew that there was potential in this kid, drafted out of high school, starting pitcher. He was number 1 prospect at a time. Obviously, he's not that number 1 prospect anymore, but he's still a top guy that I think the Astros would benefit in the bullpen. So I could see no cap on that part. And then I do have to kind of agree with you with the Jake Myers part. There's a lot of outfield depth. Like we're explaining, Trey Cabbage is going to be a part of that Astros, if not the infield, the outfield. You got Dubon, Jokes. I mean, there's a lot of outfielders. And like you were saying, I think McCormick's going to get majority of the time at center field. No doubt about that. But I do like how they still see Jake Myers as a pivotal role and kind of guy to still be with, platoon him with McCormick. Because obviously you're going to need days off, and McCormick's going to need days off. Of course, the lefty splits too with the left-handed pitcher on the mound. Who's better at hitting left-handed guys? And that's Chas McCormick. But this past year, I mean, I think Chas really showed why he should be that guy at center field. But I do think Jake Myers at least getting a chance. This guy could be a potential trade chip too when it comes to the trade deadline. A lot of teams were asking for him during the winter meetings, so it can happen. It could happen, but I do say the cap on that.
And even Chas McCormick, I don't know if you saw the MLB rankings for left field. It was Jordan Alvarez number 1, Chas McCormick number 5 on that list. So I know they have him marked as a left fielder because that's where he'll get the majority of the looks. But like you were saying, he did get them. Like he has a lot of looks at center field. And I feel he's a little comfortable with center field as well. But I don't know. I think he'll just get the majority. I think yes, they're saying Mike Myers will get the most of the looks, but I do see McCormick getting a very hefty amount of center field.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's going to be days like you're saying he could be put in left field for Yordan Alvarez when he doesn't play, and it's usually been like that. It's been Jake Myers in center, you got right field Kyle Tucker, and then left field Chas McCormick. But now there's going to be days too that you add Mauricio Dubon to center field because Dubon did a pretty good job during the postseason last year as the center fielder for the Astros. When Chas McCormick wasn't hitting, then they put Mauricio Dubon, and obviously you saw that over there at Globe Life Field, what he was able to do and perform at that 2 spot. So yeah, there's just a lot of outfield depth, and then with the Cabbage trade, it's going to be interesting what they do at spring training.
And then I know they're saying that Jordan Alvarez is going to be like the majority DH, but when you have Joe Espada, he learned from AJ Hinton and he learned from Dusty Baker, and I think he's going to grab the good from both and implement it to his own roster. And something I could see happening is I know Dusty Baker got a little like a lot of backlash for this, but Dusty Baker was good at giving his players off days, and I can see Joe Espada. We have yet to see what it's going to look like, but I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of grabs that from Dusty Baker. Yes, you want your best team on the field, best lineup on the field, and you can, right, using that DH row. So if Jordan Alvarez gets left field, like you say, it could be either Dubon or Chaz in center field, and then a Brady can DH or Tuve can DH, and all those guys can get a DH spot. So
it's good to have this like problem right now, honestly, for pitching, for outfield depth. That just means how much talent that this team has.
mm-hmm.
And it just shows right there what you were explaining to the audience, that you have all this outfield depth, you have all the infield depth as well, and you got all the pitching situation, trying to figure out who's going to be in the bullpen, who's going to be the number 4 and number 5 guy. And Joe Espada is going to make the right call regardless. I mean, he's been under AJ Hinch, he's been under Joe Girardi, he's been under recently Dusty Baker. I mean, the guy has picked so many brains. I'm pretty sure he has the knowledge and the power to figure out what they need to do in each situation. So I think it's a good move, but for that last part of that cap and no cap question with Jake Myers, I think we both agreed on the cap part. Potential trade chip at the trade deadline, like I was saying. So. Mm-hmm. But next one, we got @GoStros1, which is very active on our part. So thank you for being able to comment this. He said, I do think Corey Jokes is going to regroup and reopen some eyes. Don't know if there's room anymore for him, though. The outfield is just packed with possibilities. On the pitching side, I'm excited to see Bielak and France add to their breakout year in 2023. A shocker, which he said a prospect, Shea Whitcomb. And that's the end of his tweet. That should be interesting to see. I'll go actually first on this one.
Go ahead.
I say no cap to the Corey Jokes one. I do believe in Corey Jokes. What he did in his first year in the majors, obviously you're gonna do that the first time. It's not gonna. I mean, it started well for him, but then it kind of didn't look well in the half season. And then obviously the end part, they sent him down to AAA. But Corey Jokes does have the MLB experience. He's been there now, so you could see his sophomore year maybe being a little bit better. So I do think he'll reopen some eyes on the coaching staff. And then with the outfield being packed, I mean, I agree with that. We're just saying that right now. The outfield is going to be, I mean, we just listed a bunch of outfielders. So I do agree on that with the no cap. On the pitching side, I'm excited to see Bielak and France add to their breakout year in 2023. I'm on the between of both. That's like half a cap. That's like a half a cap and half a no cap. Bielak, I mean, he's been on with the Astros for a while now, I'd say. JP France, I do, you can see a breakout year for him, but now you got to think of the analytics. You got to see now these teams have videos on him. They're going to figure out what he's going to do. And JP France even said himself that he's going to be better and ever than this year. So I do see the no cap on that part. The Bielak was kind of cap. And then last but not least, Shane Whitcomb. I don't have the numbers on him, but there's been talk about him. There's been talk about DiVincenzo, Loperfido, and Jacob Melton as well. So
do you want the numbers?
Go ahead. Go explain the numbers real quick.
So last year he was in between AA and AAA. Let's start with AA with the Corpus Christi Hooks. He hit 12 home runs, 36 home runs. Walked 18 times, struck out 56, and batted .273 with a .340 on base percentage and .546 slugging. Now he did get promoted to AAA. The strikeouts were a big thing that stood out to me. He had 362 at bats. He got 44 hits, 81 doubles, 23 home runs, 66 RBIs, but he batted .224 and struck out 122 times. So,
well, I mean, that's a big difference because I mean, you're going from AA to AAA. It's like AAA to the majors.
I get that, but I don't know. Like, I think 122 is still a pretty big number for like half the games at AAA.
I'll say this though, like when we asked about which prospect would kind of surprise the coaching staff, he said Shea Whitcomb. I don't think anybody even thought about Justin Dearden last year. What he did in spring training was phenomenal. I mean, he did an amazing
Wagner
job.
Too.
Will Wagner as well. So a shocker could be Shea Whitcomb, honestly. You never know. Bryce Matthews, I'm pretty sure, is going to be in spring training as well. He's top 5 prospect. Who else? Luis Bias as well. So
Luperfielder, I think his name is
Joey Luperfielder will be out there too. So it's going to be a learning experience, not just for the major leaguers, but the minor leaguers, trying to pick the brains of these vets, like Bregman, like Altuve, Alvarez. I mean, all these other guys that's been at the show for a while. I think it's a great experience for these minor leaguers to, pick these guys' brains.
Absolutely. And then Pedro Lone is having a good season out in the
Puerto Rican, yeah. Which they're about to start the Caribbean series
tomorrow, right? Or today, Thursday?
Tomorrow. If you're listening to this today, Wednesday, January 31st, it is not today. It is starting Thursday, February 1st, which is the first day of February. Wow, we're already past January, dude. Crazy. So yeah, if you want to look at Pedro Leon, like Angel was saying, he's been playing with I don't know what's the team called from Puerto Rico, but that team advanced to this Caribbean series to see who's the best, obviously, team that's in the Caribbean.
Coached by Yadier Molina as well. So
yeah, I forgot about that. Which I think he could be manager someday too.
Oh, I think so. I believe so. And I've always thought that catchers make great coaches.
Definitely. Last but not least, well, actually two, and this is from us two. Angel, I'm gonna say yours.
What?
With Shohei Ohtani out of the American League, Yordan Alvarez will win the MVP.
I mean, I said it, so you already know.
So what? So it's cap then.
It's no cap. I think it will.
All right, explain your reason why you think Yordan Alvarez will win the American League MVP this year.
Yordan Alvarez. Without Yordan Alvarez this past season, the Astros are not where they are today. And when you're already the best hitter on the team, what can you do? Just get better, right? I think Yordan Alvarez will have another All-Star year. So he was an All-Star 2023, 2022. I think, again, he will lead the team in home runs and possibly RBIs too. He has 3 straight 30 home run seasons, 33 in 2001, 37 in 2022, and 31 in 2023. As you remember, 2023 wasn't really good for Yordan Alvarez because health issues, right? So I feel like if he doesn't miss the majority part of the season, he can be close to another 40 home run season as well. And Yordan hits the ball the other way. He takes what the pitchers gives him, so it makes him a really pure hitter. I think he will carry the Astros again and will be in the conversation for another MVP season.
Yeah, I'll go no cap. I mean, obviously, you got players. When you got Shohei Ohtani, especially out of the American League, which he's one of the best players in Major League Baseball, period. I mean, no doubt. But now you got guys like Aaron Judge, Corey Seager, Juan Soto's in the American League now. You're going to have guys trying to fight for that award. And Yordan Alvarez, if I'm not mistakenly, was third in the MVP voting 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year too, you could have Kyle Tucker fighting for that award as well. But if he can stay healthy and play over 140 games, like I believe he did in 2022, I think he has a great shot.
144 games in 2021, actually.
2021?
144 games in 21, 135 games in 2022, and 114 games in 2023.
So, yeah, I think the key for him is to stay healthy. I think he'll do a phenomenal job. If he does that, then there shouldn't be no problem with him winning the American League MVP, for this coming year. Astro Wharf Craig, he wanted to get on the cap and no cap segment. He said Altuve is going to have a monster year. Angel, you want to take a shot at that? What do you think? Is it the cap? Is it no cap?
I would say no cap to that one as well. So I agree with him. The thing about Altuve is, what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. He works hard. He is very confident up there. He's very humble, and he doesn't take things for granted. So when you have a guy like that, he's in the summer, he's getting his resting with his family, but he's also putting in work. And whenever again, as a hardworking guy like Jose Altuve, he's going to put up great numbers every year. So monster year could be, depending again if he stays healthy.
Think about it too. Last year, he only played half of the season.
90 games.
And he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I think he hit a home. Did he hit a home run before Jose Abreu?
I believe so.
I want to say he did, but the guy, I mean, this guy, his power is outrageous, honestly. For a little guy, he's a little built, 5'5", 5'6". I stand right next to him. I think we're either the same height or he might be an inch shorter than me. The power that this guy displays, dude, at the plate. And if you look at his numbers too, with the home run numbers, it's gone up each year, ever since from 2015. So
I
with
got him right
him,
here too, if you need to.
Real quick, I mean, you could explain it.
So 15 home runs, 16, 24, 17, 24, 13, in 2018 he had 13, 2019 31. I'm not going to count the COVID season. 2021 31, 22 28, and then like you said, he played half the season. In 2023 he had 17 home runs.
17 home runs, and that's what, half of 160, like about 80 something games.
It was 90 games.
90 games. I mean, that's just crazy. But even too, when it was Josh Hader's press conference, he was working with Yainer Diaz inside the ballpark, which I think that's pretty cool. I don't think he was. I don't think he was participating, but he was just talking to Diaz, I guess, getting tips on
Yainer Diaz breakout season coming up. Learning from Jose Altuve.
I think a lot of fans are looking for that for Yainer Diaz. But real quick with mine, Jerry Pena will offensively bounce back and finish with a batting average of over 300. What do you think?
Over 300?
Over 300.
Oof, I would say cap on that one. Give me around 280, 290. I don't think he breaks 300.
280, 290. I respect it. I respect it. You know what? I'm still going to go with no cap. I'm still going to go with it. I got my gut. I feel it. I feel it is strong that it can happen. He's been working offensively this season, this offseason, hitting, contact. He even said it at FanFest too. He talked about it. What was his biggest thing and biggest goal going into the offseason? And he said hitting consistently. If this guy can hit consistently like how he did in the postseason in 2022, then this team's going to be scary. Obviously, the team, I mean, if you look at the lineup 1 through 9, it already is. But when you got a consistent hitting number 2 guy like Pena, I mean, it just makes it just even better. So I still think over 300. I mean, that's the goal for him. I think it could happen, especially having a guy like Altuve being the leadoff and then going to a number 2 guy like Pena.
Okay.
So
yeah, I like it.
It can happen. It can happen.
I can definitely see Jerry Pena at number 2, especially since there's no question that I feel like last year we're like, well, Bradley can hit number 2 when he comes back and stuff like that. And I think Jerry Pena, like you said, if he has a good season, that's his spot. I think he can.
So if you want to project 1 through 5 real quick, if I'm putting you on, do you want me to put you on the spot real quick on this one?
Go ahead. 1
through 5 at least. Who would you have in the lineup?
Give me Altuve, Pena, Bregman. No, Jordan Alvarez, Bregman, and then Kyle Tucker.
Okay. I'll actually go opposite with that. I think you'll go. It's 3 righties, which is not what you want, then especially with 2 lefties back to back. But obviously, last year, if you remember, the left-handed situation with pitchers throwing, with the teams throwing their left-handed pitchers against Jordan and Tucker, it really didn't make a difference. Both of them were great against left-handed pitching. So I'd go Altuve, I'd go Pena, I'd go Bregman, because Bregman has a great eye at the plate, so I know he could draw a walk if you need to, or put the ball in play at least. Jordan Alvarez, which is your cleanup hitter, and then you'll put Kyle Tucker right there.
Lefty.
So I think that's a solid 1 through 5.
I feel like you can't go no wrong.
You can't disagree with either or, I think.
Yeah. You can't go no wrong. And then do you like Jose Abreu next, or you like Chaz, or even Yainer Diaz?
That's what I was gonna say. I think either Yainer Diaz for me, it's either gonna be him next or it's gonna be Abreu. But I'm leaning towards Jose Abreu.
I like that. Man, stacked.
It can happen. The possibilities, I'm telling you, dude. If they hit the ball good, runners in scoring position has been a problem last couple years. If they could fix that, they should have no problem going back to the World Series, I think.
Yeah. So, are you hungry?
Am I hungry?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't ate dinner yet, but yeah, sure.
Well, good, because MLB offseason is cooking right now. New ownership in the Birdland.
Wow.
Orioles, for had a great season. Um, in Baltimore this year, they made it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, didn't end how they wanted to. Well, they're making some moves too, not player wise, but ownership. Current Orioles owner John Angelos has agreed to sell Baltimore Orioles to two private equity billionaires, David Rubenstein and Mike Arrigati, for $1.725 billion. Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. is part of the ownership group as well. Rubenstein's first statement said, "Our collective goal will bring a World Series trophy back to the city of Baltimore." And I
Dude,
don't know. Go ahead.
now real quick. I mean that's I think that's a big thing for Baltimore, honestly,
Yeah.
because their ownership hasn't been the best. And I'm not just saying in baseball, but in all major sports. I've heard the Orioles ownership hasn't like it's one of the worst from from all the other major sports like NBA, NHL, NFL, and MLB as well. So I think this is really big for Baltimore.
I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you saw like when they posted the Instagram post that it was gonna be bought. I don't know if you saw that Jackson Holiday liked the
Yeah.
photo and like a few other Orioles. So I guess they're happy about the move because I think there was talk about if I'm not mistaken, he did say something about if they were to spend $200 million like re-signing prospects or or they keeping their key guys, that they would be so down under that they would have to like overcharge everything and stuff like that. And I don't think that's one thing you want to hear from your owner, especially if you're
Nah.
in the players or even the fans out there. But Angelos did make some profit. He bought the team for 173 million in 1993 and sells it for again, like I said, 1.72 billion dollars.
Damn. Yeah, he did make some major profit right there.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
absolutely.
No, but I think this is it's good for the city of Baltimore. I think it's good for the Baltimore Orioles organization. I think it's not good for other American League teams, especially the AL East. That means they could sign like Ali Richardson to a long-term deal, Jackson Holiday, Gunnar Henderson, Grayson Rod. I mean, all their young squad. I mean, the whole squad is young, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
They're young prospects. They could sign them guys for a good amount of years. Just basically like what the Braves are doing in Atlanta.
And then I think the thing that stands out is Cal Ripken Jr., part of that ownership group too. Big Oriole guy, spent broke records over there, and having him in the back of your pocket to help out with, recruitment could be, or ideas, pitching stuff. That's a great guy to have.
Ain't his nickname the Iron Man or
I
is the
think
Iron
so.
Horse?
One of
I don't
those.
think I don't think it's the Iron Horse. I want to say that's Lou Gehrig. Um, I mean, I could be wrong. I know it's something with iron. If anybody knows, I mean, feel free to comment. I mean, I'd appreciate it. But I think I want to say it's Iron. I want
Iron
to say it's
Man.
Iron Man. Okay, so the
Confirmed.
Iron Horse has to be Lou Gehrig. Then
Yeah,
it has to be. I think.
think so. Well, there's moves in the AL West. I think something we've been saying the past 2 years or last year and even this year is that the AL West is getting better. You saw that with the Rangers and you saw with the Mariners, and Mariners are making moves. The
Mhm.
Mariners received infielder Jorge Polanco on a trade with the Twins. Now, I know we kind of texted around this trade, and I kind of thought the Mariners got a little fleeced or they overpaid, but I don't know. I think it still stands because the Twins received starting pitcher Anthony Desclafani, right-handed pitcher Justin Topa, outfielder Gabriel Gonzalez. This is one that catches my eye. He's their third-ranked prospect for the Mariners, and he was ranked number 79 on the Major League Top 100 prospect list. And then they got right-handed pitcher Darren Bowen. If you're a Mariners fan, Lorenzo, how are you feeling about this trade? Is it good? What do you think they gave up too much, or what do you think?
I mean, if I'm a Mariners fan, I think I like it. I think I feel like if I am a Mariners fan, I feel like this is probably the trade that you want because you didn't give up your big arms like Bryce Miller. You didn't give up I don't know if it's Brandon or Brian Wu,
Brian
but
Wu.
Brian Wu. Okay, the starting pitcher as well. They got a lot of starting pitching depth. They could actually make another trade if they really wanted to. and they needed to address their position at second base. That's been one of the weak links, I think, for the Mariners roster. They didn't have a good starting second baseman. I mean, they tried with Colton Wong. They did with what's the Astros had the utility guy Rojas as well.
I know his name. Adam.
Adam Frazier. Adam Frazier. Yeah. They had him too. I mean, they haven't had a second baseman in a while that could be the guy to stay right there at that position. And I think when you add a guy like Jorge Polanco, who is a veteran, who's hit pretty damn good too as well, he's an all-star. I think this really helps the Mariners. And if you're an Astros fan, I mean, you shouldn't feel bad about it, but it should just keep your eyes open, not just for the fact that the Rangers won the World Series and they're the reigning champions and they're still going to be good, I'd say. But now you got the Mariners still to go through. You still got to worry about them. So I said it this year too. I think the AL West is just going to be tough.
Oh yeah, I think it's a little three-headed dragon in the AL West for sure. I think the most competitive teams will be the Mariners, Rangers, and the Astros.
Real quick, if you say the three-headed dragon,
I know where you're going to.
Give me the meme. Who is the two strong ones and who's that one weak one?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Well, I think I already said the three strong ones are the Mariners, Rangers, and the Astros. And the other two.
No. But between them three teams, though, if we're going with Mariners, Astros, and Rangers, give me the two strong ones and that one weak. Weak dragon on that meme. Yeah.
Well, I would say the two strong ones would be the Rangers and the Astros, just because the Astros won the division, and then the Rangers ended up winning the World Series, and then I think the Mariners would like that odd team out.
So you're saying the Rangers are the little that one week dragon that's on that meme?
No, the Mariners are the one week dragon.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one week dragon.
Yeah. Okay. My bad. I heard you say Rangers. I was like, no. The Mariners.
Okay. Yeah. I do agree. If y'all want to fill in and say who is going to be that weak dragon, if you think it's the Rangers, the Mariners, and then if you're not an Astros fan that's on this podcast, I mean, by all means, drop it on the comments. We'll put it out real quick. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it'll be the Astros, just for the fact that the Rangers won the World Series, are the two strong ones, and the one weak dragon is the Mariners.
And speaking of Rojas, I know you brought his name up. He's actually projected to be the starting third baseman for the Mariners. I think that moves him to third base. I think he did play a little bit at third base with Arizona. He was an outfielder too. So just like Mauricio Dubon, he can move everywhere. And so is Polanco. Polanco's played third base. He played shortstop. Second base as well. So I don't know. I think this makes the Eugenio Suarez move a little bit more complicated to me, because imagine if it was or lineup with Eugenio Suarez, JB Crawford, and Jorge Polanco. I mean, that's a pretty good three right there.
I think so too.
So
because now you look at third baseman, if they're projected Rojas to be there, they did sign Luis Urias this offseason.
So it's between them two.
Yeah, but I mean, if you put them two against Eugenio Suarez, I'm taking Suarez all day.
Yeah.
So what could have not happened, but it did.
Yeah. And then there's some more offseason signings. In the picture, I think the Astros could have been really good, but I think they went over the top with Josh Hader. So I think the Astros did pretty good. But left-handed pitcher Wandy Peralta and the San Diego Padres agreed to a 4-year, $16.5 million deal. Now, I know Astros fans are excited with Josh Hader, and I know he's going to be a great addition to this ball club. But if you're looking at that deal, you think that could have been done and it saved a little bit of money, or like you think there's like, you know what? We're already going over. Might as well just go way over.
I think you go with the second one. Nothing against Wandy Peralta, but I mean, if you have the opportunity to get Josh Hader, that shouldn't stop you. So
absolutely. And then the interesting part is he has 3 player options, kind of like a Carlos Correa deal. If he has a good season, he can either get traded if the San Diego Padres fall out of contention, but I don't think they will. And then depending how they both agree, the 3 player options, it could be like a little contract year for him too, because I'm sure he saw Josh Hader's contract, he saw Hector Neris' contract, and he was like, well, I kind of want some of that money too. So if he has a good year, you can kind of see him opt out and chest free agency again.
Real quick, Angel. Luis Lopez hated El move, but he meant to say Hader El move. What do you think about that? Was it an L move for the Astros?
I don't think so. I think when you want to compete for a World Series, or even the playoffs, you want the best guys out there. And sometimes it's kind of like it's an investment, right? Sometimes you got to spend money to make money, right? So you got to spend money on the back end of the bullpen or the back and then just to be competitive in the front end. So,
and then he also mentioned keep Neris for 10 million cheaper, which that could have happened. But I mean, obviously it just didn't happen. I think the 1-year deal actually could make or break Neris, honestly, for the next couple years. It's gonna have to really be. He's gonna have to have another dominant season like he did with the Astros.
And the difference between Neris and Peralta is the Hader's younger.
Yeah,
So you got to take that into account. Like I know Josh Hader still has a lot more bullets left in the tank. Josh Hader, how it is? He's 29.
Mm-hmm.
I think Neris and Peralta were in their mid 30s, so a lot less bullets left on the tank for that.
Yeah, I think it hurts though. The Rangers. I mean, I kid you not. Everybody projected Josh Hader to the Texas Rangers, and it just did not happen. Houston just came out of nowhere and just shocked the world. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is a desperation move, but the injury to Kendall Graveman really got the gears running on that one.
Yeah, I think I 100% agree.
But there's been some more moves. You were just talking about the Rangers trying to get Josh Hader. Well, they got another reliever, right-handed pitcher David Robertson, to the Rangers for a 1-year, $11.5 million deal. Third baseman DH Justin Turner. I know he's been pretty around with the Red Sox, the Dodgers. Well, now he'll be to another AL East team, the Toronto Blue Jays. He agreed to a 1-year, $13 million a year. And then outfielder Aaron Hicks and the Los Angeles Angels agreed to a deal. Money hasn't really been stated, but I guess this is their replacement for I guess it's Ohtani or something.
How are you gonna? Oh my God! How are you
exactly.
gonna say?
No.
You're going for Shohei Ohtani.
That's what I know. I'm not comparing it. What I'm saying is, that's what I said. I guess that's a replacement. They didn't do better. That's a lot worse than what they had.
Dude, that just made my night, honestly.
No. Don't get my words twisted. I was just basically saying that.
Oh my! You said I guess that kind of traded for
the replacement. The replacement. I'm not saying he's gonna do better. I'm just saying.
Oh man, that made me laugh. Lopez said, "I didn't want him 20 million for a reliever. I'll pass." Then he also stated, "I think this is to you, Angel. When's the draft?
Oh,
fantasy baseball draft."
Oh yeah, Luis Lopez has been in our fantasy team for quite a few years now. In our fantasy league, I think he won it 3 years ago.
I don't even remember, honestly.
I'm sure he'll remember. I'm sure he'll comment on it. It's 3 years ago. He still has the defending champ. I need to talk to him about that. That's my title.
You see what you do, Lewis? You can get him going talking about fantasy baseball. Son of a gun.
Adam Frazier's name came in this chat as a replacement, as the Seattle Mariners trying to find their second baseman. Well, he found a new home with the Kansas City Royals. He agreed to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal. I don't know. Again, a lot of moves going on. Spring training is around the corner. We still have players such as Blake Snell trying to find a team. And who am I missing?
You got Tim Anderson still out there. Cody Jorge Soler. Yeah, Cody Bellinger. I mean, there's still some potential guys that could be signing soon.
Yeah, I think in the next coming 2-3 weeks, we're going to start seeing moves, a lot being made. And I'll be interested in the contract, especially. There's a third baseman looking for a team. Who is it?
Matt Chapman. I
was going to say that contract by Justin Turner kind of sets the market for Matt Chapman as well. Because I mean, if I'm the Blue Jays, I think I'd rather have Matt Chapman. He's a little younger, so has the potential to hit. Great defensively. It's just a bat that kind of brings him down a little bit.
Lopez says, "I'm the top dog in the league."
Okay, buddy. Okay. But moving on to I guess fantasy sports. We got MLB The Show 24 cover athlete revealed. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Did you kind of expect that one? Or is that one kind of a surprise to you?
I think that was a surprise. I think that was a surprise to everybody. I want to say Ronald Acuna Jr. had one of the best seasons ever, and then he's not even the cover athlete.
Man, and honestly, that would have been a nice cover. Him with his chains on, how you got the new MVP chain. I don't know if you saw that one.
And then not just that, but him holding the base too from that record.
Oh yeah,
breaking day. I thought that would have been cool. We're just giving ideas to the game now.
I'm
honestly.
saying, where's our little stipend for all these brilliant ideas we're giving? But do you believe in the curse, like the MLB The Show curse? I know there's a Madden curse out there, but I don't know if it's the same thing for baseball.
I don't know, because I mean Shohei Ohtani did pretty good, and he was a cover athlete from one of those years.
Yeah. Did Shohei Ohtani break the curse? You
think? Maybe. Because who was this past year's actually, real quick?
Wasn't it Jazz?
Oh yeah, Jazz. Ooh.
And he didn't have a good year.
I don't know.
You know what? I think Ohtani maybe like that unicorn player. He just doesn't. Nothing could deter him down, dude. But no, yeah. So actually, I think Vladimir Guerrero and senior and junior become the first father-son duo to appear in the game cover. And Vladimir Guerrero did it. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Senior did it in 2006 on the baseball game on that end. So pretty cool. I guess they can have that together, that special moment. It's pretty cool. But again, I do agree with you. I think it could have been Ronald Acuna, but I like the Vlad Guerrero move. And then he also tweeted that this is going to be his year. So he's going to try to that's why I kind of mentioned the curse thing. I think he's going to try to break that curse again because he's just going to be his year. He's been working out. But just to end a little fun with our segment. So can you name the last 10 cover athletes on MLB The Show going back from 2014 to 2024?
A little sneaky with it. 2014 to 2024. Wow. All right. Well, I mean, let's start off backwards, I guess. I mean, because we already named Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Hold on.
Jazz Chisholm. Are you gonna be able? Are you still gonna guess or no?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, you'll guess. Okay, I'm just guessing. Junior Chisholm. Yeah. Shohei Ohtani was one. Fernando Tatis was one.
Javi Baez.
Javi Baez is another.
I feel like
Bryce
I'm missing
Harper.
A Harper. That's who it is.
Aaron Judge.
Was it Judge or was he like on this those special?
No, Aaron Judge was on 18, I think. 17. Ken Griffey Jr. was on one of them.
Ken Griffey, yes, it was like the Hall of Fame one.
How many did I already put? 7 or 8? This one gets tricky. Astro Wharf Craig said Bregman. I think Bregman was on the RBI game though.
Yeah,
not on MLB The Show.
You got 8. You got 2 more.
Okay, I got 2 more. This is where I think it's kind of like the 2014 part.
What was Joe Mauer?
Joe Mauer is way before.
Oh, was it? And that old.
Oh, high school, 2016. Josh Donaldson was one.
Donaldson. I didn't have that game. The Donaldson cover. That's right.
Man, we're missing one more, dude.
I know.
Help us out if y'all know. I think. Oh man.
Miguel Cabrera.
Was it Miguel Cabrera?
He was on MLB The Show 14.
Oh, you searched it up. Come on, dude. You can't cheat.
I was not gonna get that one. So
you see, okay, then I agree with Lewis. Then if he's the top dog in the league, you must be cheating. We had this discussion last time. We had this discussion last time on fantasy baseball that you were the guy managing the whole thing, and you're the champion.
Not even.
I agree. I'm not.
Lorenzo Sassi because
I'm not gonna say
he missed the playoffs. Because he missed the playoffs.
No, I think I did make the playoffs. Oh, he said Yasiel Puig was one.
Oh, so Yasiel Puig. What year was that?
I'm not sure.
Was it Yasiel Puig?
Not sure.
Then we might have messed up on one of his Yasiel Puig.
Well, real quick, since you have it up, you want to go ahead and tell everybody? Because I can hear your fingers in the background typing away. So.
Oh yeah, I'm looking it up.
See, I'm not cheating, ladies.
Oh, that was actually 15. So we might have messed up on one.
Okay. So go ahead and just name everybody now. Name the athletes.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna look up all of them.
All you have to do is type in MLB The Show. Cover athletes. That's it.
All right. Let's see. Let's check our work. All right. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Oh, look. There's a list right here. I guess this just sucks. So it was Aaron Judge in 2018, Bryce Harper 2019, Baez 2020, Brown Tatis 2021, 22 Ohtani, 23 Chaz, and 2024 Vladimir Guerrero. But that's as far as the 6 goes.
And what was that year though?
For like which one?
What was like the furthest year?
2024. I mean 2014.
That was from 2014. We only got
No, wait, what are you talking about? What was your question?
Like what was the last, the first year that you were saying?
Okay, let me start over. 2014, MLB The Show 14, Miguel Cabrera.
Okay.
15 was Puig. I actually forgot about that one.
Okay.
16 was Josh Donaldson. 17, Ken Griffey. 18, Judge. 19, Bryce Harper. 20, Javi Baez. 21, Tatis. 22, Ohtani. 23, Jazz. And then
24, Vlad.
Yeah.
So we almost got them all right.
Puig. Yeah, I forgot about Puig, actually. I forgot he was a whole cover.
Shout out Lopez for saying Puig. And then last but not least, his last comment of the day. I should have won in 2022, but I was working, and that bum Rizzo got taken off the IL.
Excuses.
I'm telling you, we're going to do a FSA Fantasy Baseball this year. By all means, drop the comments, drop what
you want to
join.
We could start that one up so I can win too. I don't want to hear no excuses on that.
No. We're just gonna end it on that. If you haven't followed us on Full Steam Ahead on Twitter, on the ticker it shows you right there. Full Steam Ahead on Twitter, TikTok. Subscribe to our new YouTube channel. 50 subscribers. I think that's big for us. This is brand new.
Trying to hit triple digits.
Let's try to hit triple digits, of course. Let your friends know about us. Tell them to subscribe. We do a little bit of shorts. We'll try to do a little bit more of these live videos, like we said, but we'll try to do our very, very best. But of course, podcast platform, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts as well. So another great show.
Yeah, it was an hour.
Yeah, it was an hour. Because crazy. We were talking about the MLB cover athletes. So yeah, this is the first time we hit an hour for a good while.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But you got anything else before we sign off?
No, thank you for listening. We appreciate you. This podcast doesn't happen without y'all. So, like you said, tell your friends, spread the word, and we appreciate all the love and support.
Yeah, I think. No. No. He's a Rangers fan.
It's all good. Okay. It's all good. This is a podcast for everybody.
Yep, it is. But y'all have a blessed and safe week. We'll talk to y'all next week. And see y'all later.
Peace.